Good evening and welcome to Speak Up Club's Friday night, a very special Friday night, the last Friday of 2023, and this Friday about reflections, reflecting on the year 2023 and all that has transpired in our lives in the last 1 year. We are going to be talking about different things in this meeting. Please feel free to just unmute and speak, and as and when you're getting an opportunity to engage with us, because the real depth of this meeting or the impact of this meeting will come from you sharing your experiences, you listening to the experiences of what people have had and learning from them, and taking away memories and messages for you to make your 2024 better. Having said that, the structure for today's meeting is we are going to begin with the first segment where it's an open mic, where you are getting anywhere close to 1 to 2 minutes to share your reflections on how 2023 has transpired for you. That's being only you on the stage. You feel free to share whatever you wish to and however you wish to. That'll be 2 minute time that you have for that segment. And then we get into a rapid fire question round kind of a segment where we'll be having very short replies, very short answers for questions which I'm going to ask all of you all together, and each one of you all can just unmute and speak up and share your thoughts on that questions. Please note that will be a very kind of a crisp segment where each one of us is responding in a word, in a sentence, or very short answers, so that each one of us can get a lot of things to share and to also listen from each one of us. Having said that, I've always had this ritual over the years where the last week or the last Friday more so, or last Saturday more so in the last 2 to 3 years since we have begun this Speak Up Club, to have this ritual wherein we take a moment to look back at the year that has gone by. And by looking back, what I mean is not just looking at the facts of what has happened in the year, but looking at those events and what they mean and what they tell us, the story that they are wanting to share about who we are and what we have done over the past over year, and what lessons can we take from that into the next year. So this is a ritual where I always try to keep to myself for a day or a two to look at the maybe chronology of the year that has gone by, to look at possibly the segments of or the facets of life that are there, maybe personal, professional, health wise, relationships, different facets which are there, and deep dive into what has transpired in the last 1 year into those things. Why did they happen? Did they happen as I would want it to be? Or what is a lesson that I need to learn so that I do not make the same mistakes in the next year? So that's a ritual that we follow. And this is a meeting where we keep it open for all of us to share our reflections of the past year. So that I've always believed in this idea of collective wisdom. You do not have to make the same mistake to learn the lesson, because life, if you keep committing the same mistakes that other people have committed and don't learn from the lessons, it's tough and challenging for you to live with all the mistakes that everyone will keep making. And so it's easier for us to learn from the mistakes or the insights or the lessons that people have to share. So listen, maybe you might get some insights for the next year of what you can do or what has worked for someone and how it has worked for them. That's the premise for today's meeting. With that, let's get into the reflections of 2023 from the people in the audience. Who would like to go first to share your reflections for the year? And what I'll be doing is I have this app at the top right corner of my uh, screen, which you can see. I'll be sharing that. I'll be keeping a 2 minute shot on that. Please note, it's not a hard stop, but please don't go over 2.5 minutes because we want each one of us, all of us, to get a chance to speak. So if you can just see the top right corner, each one of you can see the clock. Can you confirm? Perfect. So if you can see and keep a track of that, you'll be able to see once it is 2 minute, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, please try to wrap it up so that everyone gets a good chance for sharing and listening equally. So with that, who's coming up first to share your reflections of 2023? Anyone? Madhu, go ahead. Over to you, Madhu.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. 2023 is a mix because just 2022 December itself, I started what I wanted to do in 2023. And I started in January, I have a goals in 4 different categories like personal and health and fitness, financial, and family, and going with the family outside visits and all those things. In these 4 categories, I written some goals. But only one thing is now, like end of the year, I started reviewing it. That is one bad thing. Suppose if I started reviewing quarterly, that would be really nice because what I'm doing good, and if any improve areas, definitely I would have improved it. But anyway, in overall, and all four categories, definitely there is improvement is there. But because without writing any goal or something, we only have in mind, definitely that is really different when we written the goal. So I'm in the right track, but I'm not really satisfied with the achievements, because the 30% around I have achieved, different categories. So, but I know that still we have a scope, because we are not I mean, especially I am not really utilized my capabilities. That is the reason I am not satisfied with my result, my efforts, but otherwise I'm in a track. So but now I wanted to evaluate, yeah, quarterly at least this time. So I'm dividing, and the way I work also, I got some points, at least myself. I just want to overcome that, so that I get good results in the next year. So yeah, that's thing. But orally, it's a good mix of a bit of happy in somewhere, but somewhere I have to work more hard and something like that. But yeah, orally, it's a mix of good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Madhu. That's interesting. Glad to know that you wrote the goals, but you went or revisited the goals only in December again. I think that's the idea behind. Well, Madhu is one of the members of Inner Circle of the club that we are, where we did this entire segment of January month in the year 2023, where we talked about wishes to results, where we talked about the need for us to go back to the goals, review them, revisit them, and keep chasing them, so that we are not waiting for the end of the year to look back and make the same list of goals as our goals for the next year. So that's something that most of us do. But yeah, glad that despite all the challenges, you have made progress. And I hope you take the lessons that you've got for the next year, so that you move ahead and move much faster than the 30% that you accomplished this year. Thank you, Madhu. Who's coming up next? Yes, Chintan, go ahead.
I was always consuming the knowledge of having the goals, chasing them, and reflecting on ourselves. But until 2022, I was not writing my goals. I was not having even dreams. And then one day I attended a workshop from our corporate organization, where there was a trainer who said about the goals and the difference between goals and the dreams. And then I realized, and the concept of dreams resonated with me more than the goals. So I don't keep the to-do list, but I always carry a to-be list, and that's what I had the learning of. In 2023, I had a learning to have a better shaped body. I somehow achieved to an extent, because being something is always a in progress task. And in 2023, when I shifted from Gurgaon to my own hometown, Baroda, Gujarat, I had only one dream: to spend more time with my family, as I was having the work from home job, and I wanted to become a better listener. Earlier, when I was a Toastmaster, I wanted to become a speaker, but then I realized that without becoming a listener, I cannot be a better communicator. So I wrote down only one thing in communication journey, that I want to be a listener. In my professional life, I wanted to be a better leader, and also in my personal life, that I want to have some skills that make me a person who's giving back to the society. And that's where I started mentoring few of the Toastmasters. I started doing the sessions for the students who are in my field. So I am a person who believes in becoming rather than doing the things, because sometimes doing the checkbox, tick tick tick, there would be an end, but when there is a to be list, then there's never an end. So that's it. And I also have kind of a ritual that I print out A3 size posters of Steve Jobs and few other people I believe in. So yesterday I completed that, and those would be older would be peeled out from the wall and newer would be up. So I'm ready to become something new in 2024. Thank you.
Wonderful, Chintan. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this, the philosophy of life that you have, the things that you have aspired for in the last 1 year, and the progress that you have made. Wonderful to listen to all that. Uh, the line that I loved the most was not focusing on the to-do list because there's a checklist, and to-be list is something which you keep growing. Very well done. Very well said. Thank you for sharing that. Who's coming up next? Uh, Siddharth, go ahead. Siddharth, can you come on video if it's possible?
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Okay, sure. Or in the meantime, we can have someone and then you can have you. Is that okay? Okay, nice. Good. You're there.
Hi everyone. It's good to see everybody after a very long time. Hi Rahul. I am right now in USA, so I couldn't join all these sessions of you guys. After a long time, I got a holiday, so yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Mhm. A reflection of 2023. It was a fabulous year for me because I came, I started meeting wonderful people. If I'm not wrong, I met Rahul also in the same year. So I even met many wonderful people in the United States as well. According to me, there are three aspects: entertainment, self development, and spirituality. If these three aspects are met, you could say that the time frame is really wonderful. And for me, all these three were hit in 2023. For self development, I started learning new courses and I came to United States for my education. For spirituality, I almost completed 4 treks, 4 temple treks basically: Kedarnath, Tungnath,
Oh.
Rudranath, and Kathmandu. So that was a milestone for me because I have completed all of them in a span of 1 month. Uh, Moreover, so that is spirituality. And coming to entertainment sector, I started doing open mics and stand-up comedy, wherein it was really a proud moment where I performed for the first time in Kya Bolte Hyderabad. And after my 3 to 4 performances, on the seventh week, I got an invite from them telling that, sir, please come and perform again. And it was really proud. When it is said that when you become a chief guest in your own school, that's the point you understand that you have achieved something. So it was the same moment. It was something, a reflection of the same moment. So 2023 came up with a few problems as well, but as it is always said, be optimistic and see the positive side. When a paper has a drop of ink on it, rather focus on the plain area rather than the drop of ink. It's better because you can see much more depth there. So yeah, that's the reflection of 2023, I can say.
Thank you. Siddharth, I think when did you go for that trip to Kedarnath and all? Which month was that?
Uh, March, April.
Wonderful. So I think in the month of April, you were there virtually with us in our Speak Up Club meeting because I remember
Yes,
you joined from Kedarnath or somewhere, and we still have a
yes,
memory of that. That
yeah,
despite you traveling and being out of the place, you were still able to make it and join that. Thank you.
yeah.
Wonderful reflections, Siddharth. Great segmentation, and the points that you mentioned were something which are deep rooted on the deep philosophy of life and the reflections at that level while still being a student and still being so young is wonderful to hear from. Thank you for sharing those, Siddharth. Who's up next? By the way, just for the people who have joined in late, we are going in with the Reflections 2023. You get around 1 to 2 minutes to share your story of 2023, of whatever you wish to share about 2023 and the things that you're moving ahead into 2024 with. After this segment, once each one of you all have got an opportunity, we'll be going into a quick rapid fire segment where we'll be having short questions and short answers so that all of us can share uh, our answers and reflections for that everyone's learn. Let's move next. Poonam, you want to go next? Okay. Lakshmi, Ellen will go after Poonam. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Lakshmi is always last, but we will surely have you. No point in leaving that. Poonam, go ahead.
Blissful evening, everyone. I hope you all are having the whale of your time. And today, today's topic is very intriguing. And I would like to say, I have always heard from my elders, rise and shine. But to me, it's not rise and shine, it's grind and shine. If I really reflect and acknowledge my 2023, I felt like when things are going smooth, you navigate everything smoothly. But when there is some bubbles, then you become very tumble. Your life become very tumble. It should not be that. I'm telling about myself. My life, my whole year was like a roller coaster ride. Being a homemaker, I joined Toastmaster. And today, like 2 days, last day only, I was appointed as a president of my club. It was a challenging journey for me as a homemaker. I was not into anything since 17 years. So God wants to teach us something. There is lesson in everything. Sometimes your karma plays, sometimes your own ambitions, your own instincts say you something. So what I want to say, you have to take lessons. And when things are not working according to your will, there is some lessons God wants to teach us. He really wants to tell us something. At that time, we need to be calm, composed, and unflappable. That is that is I have to learn gradually, because I'm not that calm person. When some things happen wrong, then immediately I respond. I'm like that. But yes, I am learning all these tidbits of life. And for my future, I'm looking, as I'm a president, I have a responsibility now. I can't take life easy peasy lemon squeezy. I have to grind myself seriously. So I'm working on myself, and I have to be focused, like a horse. Like a horse has that what to say, there is something here in the horse, and we have to be like that. And I have to focus, and I have to rise, I have to shine by grinding myself. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Poonam. Thank you for joining us all the way from Nepal and sharing that wonderful story. I believe Toastmasters is one connection that most of us have. And when you say the president and when you say the role, the demand, the grinding which happens is something which I believe all of us will have an experience of and connect with at a deeper level. Thank you for sharing that. Nice line to take away. Not rise and shine, but grind and shine. That's something that I'll take away from your speech. Thank you, Poonam. Who's up next? Ellen.
Yeah. How they
Yeah,
ready, right?
start.
Yeah. How they used to start a year like that, I also started. Actually, they had to go gym. Uh, they have to read books. So like that only I also started. But I did one good thing, vision board. I think we had one session on vision board or something. So after that, I pasted that vision board in my room itself. So I used to see not daily, regular basis. Sometimes boring. Some we are searching something means vision board will be there. So just a investment, walking, um, going to abroad trip like that. I was 12. I had out of 12. Actually 9 to 8 I completed. Um, like investment, again food habit, lifestyle change. For example, keeping laptop in office only. After that, I'm not carrying laptop. So like that. Again, multiple alarms. For example, 6 o'clock get out from office. 11 o'clock drinking water like that, small lifestyle changes in my thing I had done 2023. That is very good thing. Again, food also I had changed. Again, getting up time. Again, for example, 10:30 I have to sleep like that. So or else I will 11:30 or 12 like that, getting up earlier also. So like that, the small baby step I have taken, that's very useful to me. um Again, a communication point of view, that also is like some videos. Again, I have made some small videos also I have tried. So again, running. Only one thing I missed actually, passport. Because of that, world trip also I missed. So that is one good story actually. What happened? I supposed to passport hand over that day. That day only I missed somewhere. So that renewal will not happen. Um, yeah, like that. It's totally a good year. Actually, a small lifestyle change happened. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ellen. Ellen's reflections remind me of how it's not about the big things. Often we think of the big goals or the big changes or big transformations that we remember the year about, but about the smaller adjustments, smaller changes, so much smaller things that we do with complete commitment that makes the entire difference. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing that. That was a wonderful thing that we can focus on smaller goals, achieve them, and you can still be happy and make progress. The important thing is to keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Who's coming up next? Chetan?
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna.
Why not Chetan? Sri Krishna, go ahead.
He has raised the hands.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Evening. So 2023 has been a mixed year for me, so good and bad. So I had two goals in my mind. One is the fitness goal to reduce weight by at least 3 or 4 kgs, and I have achieved it. One, and another is learning some new courses related to taxation or Excel. That's something it's yet to be completed. And content creation also, I thought I will do. I haven't done it. So first, I want to focus on fitness because this has been something which I would say nothing less than a masterstroke for 2023. Because I started walking as an exercise in March of 2023, and I was 89 kgs exactly. And slowly, when I started, it was around some 3,300 steps like that I used to walk. Slowly, I increased that count in April to some 4,000, 5,000. Then in June, July, I came up to 7,000 steps a day. And but in the meanwhile, I was not tracking the weight, like how much I was. So in July, I got placed in Amazon. So luckily in Amazon, we have that weighing machine to check our weight. So in that way, I got the chance to check my weight in July second week. I was 87 kgs at that point of time. So I felt that okay, my efforts are really up to the mark. And after August, September, I could walk 10,000 steps every single day. That was a very big thing. I never even imagined in my life that I'll walk 10,000 steps daily without any break. So, because of that, I could reduce my tummy, and I am 84.5 kgs as of yesterday. I saw. So, and I want to keep up with the momentum, and I want to thank Madhu sir for this. So, he gave me the formula, like my height is 177. So, if I subtract 77, I mean 100 kgs, so 77 should be the ideal weight. So my target is to become 77 kgs in 2020. Yeah, thank you.
Interesting. Thank you, Sri Krishna. I think the power of numbers or having someone who can share a few insights can definitely make a big difference. Thank you, Sri Krishna, for sharing that. Who's up next? Chetan?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Actually, 2023 was is a year of major decisions for me. Actually, I always dreamt of having a place of my own for my institute. So I purchased this year. So it wasn't that easy to purchase space around 700 square feet in Pune, costing around 1 CR. After availing a loan, means to believe in yourself that you will be able to repay every month. So that was a major decision. Yeah. Lifetime decision.
Wonderful. I think, thank you, Chetan. I believe there are years in our lives when I look back, or when I look back at certain moments or certain year which made the entire show different. It is like moments like these which make the entire complete sweeping effect on your life, on what, or the year 2023 is when possibly, like Chetan has mentioned, the time when everything changed, or when I committed to it, or when I started to believe in myself. Thank you, Chetan, for sharing that. Who's up next? Dinesha, Shubhadra ma'am, Akanksha, anyone? Mandar, Suryavanshi, you'd like to go? Go ahead.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mandar Suryavanshi. You all have come across a lot of dramatic movies or TV series where you have seen a lot of 9 or 7 emotions. The same I've come across in the year 2023. Mixture of emotions. One of those is like getting attached and detached with people, with family members. Sometimes I feel my family members are good, looking at their appearances or their way of life, while at times getting detached with friends through their toxicity. So it was just vice versa, both the way the role keeps changing, but me being the same, could be stupid or could be innocent, but that was part of me. Yes, it wasn't a good year. It couldn't have been worse, but yes, I still try to control my emotions with a lot of circumstances.
Any doubt, Deep?
Whether it was following people or it was just being an individual. Both ways, I tried my best to get along, to pace up with people, to get good into performances in work life, to even develop a great rapport. At the end, the conclusions wasn't good, but yes, I was learning every now and then with small steps and getting myself better. Yes, definitely the year was not good in terms of toxicity or getting into bad habits. Yes, I got a lot of hangovers. I got a lot of mistakes, whether to trust someone or not. But yes, it was something which I felt as an experience. Yes, it also came across events, whether my dad turning 70, we had a great occasion. My sister getting a baby and a new family member in our life, as well as me getting into role plays where changing jobs due to some good or bad experiences, due to layoffs. It could be my bad choices of taking opportunities. But at the end, it was a happy choice. I'm into a very good position as well as into a very well settled lifestyle. Yes, it's been a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs. But what I am taking this time of our of 30th December is I want to see a better 30th. I want to see a better 31st or the year 2024. And for that, I'm working like as if taking opportunities and just learning from those, taking up takeaways, learning from those, and just be as raw as I can. So, with lots of mixtures of emotions, I am here to fight my own battles. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Very interesting way of presenting it. Very interesting insights. What I loved the most was the vulnerability which you were able to embrace for yourself and the vulnerability that you were able to share with us. Rarely do we
Thank you
have
so
an
much.
instance where we have people having gone through, having made the mistakes, able to embrace it and take the step forward. You not only presented all the vulnerabilities or rawness of what you have experienced, but also talked about taking it with hope into the next 2 days of the year and the year 2024. Thank you for sharing those
Thank you.
with us. Who's up
Thanks a lot.
next? Dinisha, Shudra ma'am, Akanksha, anyone? Yes, Uma ma'am, sorry, I forgot you.
Yeah.
Generally, you are the first trailblazer for us, but today you were pushed back so that the best can come even further better. Go ahead, ma'am.
When do we reflect? When do we look back? When we have to evaluate or get a feedback for ourselves? Here I am standing at the threshold of 2024, bidding a goodbye to 2023. I remember the vision board, the wishes to results session, which we had with Rahul. And I was inspired to create a vision board for 2023. Let me recall that. I remember I had written that I want to travel to places, take care of the health of me and my husband, and then give help to whomever possible in whatever little way that I can. Have I achieved it? Yes, universe conspired and made me achieve those dreams. I was able to travel to 5 exotic places, 1 outside India and 4 within India. Singapore, Varanasi, Vrindavan and Mathura, Mumbai and Chennai. I don't know how it happened, but somehow I took the opportunity and made use of it. Later, I also realized that health is wealth. Money is not everything. You need money, but then if you don't have good health, you will not be able to enjoy the money or whatever things you have.
So the other realization I had was I have to take care of my health. I lost my husband due to his bad health, and it was a great loss for me. In the process, I became resilient. I have faced a lot of challenges in these 8 months, but then I realized that though I was feeling a little insecure, that Lord Krishna came to me in the form of Bhagavad Gita and gave solace to me, saying that, Uma, I'm there for you. So that kind of resilience I got in every step, in every challenge that I undertook. And number 3, I wanted to help people in whatever little way that I can. They say that what you give in your left hand, your right hand should not know. So I would not like to disclose whatever I'm doing, but I feel that definitely I have done a little bit and I want to do more. They say that you cannot, transform the entire world. Every time you're saying, yes, this 2024, I'm going to do exercise regimen, this and that. Who is bothered about your weight loss or your exercise regimen? No. But can we think a little bigger than ourselves? That is a question I have in me. Can we think of a little change we can bring to the world? Can we make a phone call to an old person every week and just speak a good word to them, saying, I'm there for you. You can always call me, I can talk to you. Or to a person who is feeling dejected, saying, I'm there for you, you can talk to me. Small things. Give a smile to a security guard and say, good morning or good evening. So when you, when there is selflessness, they say there is self-improvement. Selflessness is not the opposite of self-improvement, but it is self-improvement. So be selfless and see that you improve day by day. Over to you.
Thank you, Uma ma'am. I think having seen you and having been a part of this journey for the last 1 year, we have been connected through the Inner Circle program, and a lot of our lives have been shared for different things. It's been wonderful to see and know a person like you for the journey that you have had and seeing the complete transformation that we have in the last 1 year. It's been awesome. That's the least I would say with regard to the experiences and the life that you have lived in the last 1 year. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that wonderful reflection about 2023 with us. Who's up next? Shubhadra ma'am, are you there?
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm okay.
How has 2023 treated you?
What a wonderful speech, Uma. I was thinking I was in a Toastmasters meeting and I was listening to a table topics. And I think, Uma, you can use it as a speech for your next project in Toastmasters. That was really wonderful.
Okay, now Shubhadra ma'am, about your year, about your 2023.
Yeah. I had decided long back never to make any resolution because definitely I will not keep it up. So what's the point in making a resolution? Now I'm 65 years old and do you think that there is any point in making any resolution? No. But this year has been a big journey for me because I felt sick and then I had to undergo an operation, which I didn't want to, but I had to, I was forced to. Then I had to go to States to visit one of my friends' son's wedding. That was good. But then I had decided, oh my God, this is a warning for me from heaven. Life is short. Just do whatever you want to do. So I decided to do a lot of Tirtha Yatras, just like Uma. Instead of visiting exotic places, I decided Tirtha Yatras are the ones for me. Luckily for me, I had my sister to tag along with me because I put my husband for work in Hyderabad. He's now living in Hyderabad and I'm living in Visakhapatnam. Why? Because I had taken up a stupid project of constructing a 5-apartment building, which has been prolonged for many years. And I'm just waiting for it to be finished so that I can join him in Hyderabad. That probably is my resolution for 2024. But then living that, I had a wonderful time visiting so many places. And every place I go, I want to visit each and every temple in that town. My sister tells me, like, in the olden days, when you see a horse-drawn carriage, the horse has got, what are they called? The vipers? No, something to cover their eyes, so they see just the front, so whenever we are traveling, she says, I have to put it on you because any temple I see, stop the car, I have to visit this temple. And I write a big list of things to be seen in that particular place. They are really fed up with me. So now I have decided to travel alone, so that, I can stop at every temple, visit that temple, and then kick it, tick it off my bucket list. Oh, I have seen it. And why do I do it? Am I getting any pleasure out of it? Definitely, I'm getting pleasure out of it. Not getting really spiritual value, but a pleasure that I'm ticking my bucket list. That is the thing. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shubhadra ma'am. This association of over the past 3 to 4 years that we have had, and the energy that you bring in, despite, like you said, you're 65, but yet with the energy that you bring in it, we envy you, and the kind of vibrancy that you still have for life, and the energy and enthusiasm that you bring in, always the way you speak is something which is always inspiring. May your health uh, get better and keep charging ahead with all the work that you have, and add more ticks to your bucket list items which you have. May that keep continuing and bring good health to you. Thank you. Thank you, Shubhadana, for sharing that. Who's up next? Do we have Akanksha? Dinesha?
Good evening, Rahul sir. After a long time.
Long time. Go ahead. Dinesha,
Yes.
reflections for 2023.
2023, initially in the beginning, it was very nice because we started with inner circle. Everything was cool, but one drastic has happened. My reporting manager asked me to resign, entire all 8 people. We started with that. Within 3 months, I started with the second job. That also startup washed out. With next 3 months, it was again no work. With that, you like openly told Dinesh you can continue with inner circle, but inner soul, it has not initiated me to continue. But because of that, I dropped. There is a lot of struggle happened in terms of professional growth. But one thing has happened: if everything world is not able to help, God is there. I started Vishnu Sahasranama with one of the guru. One fine day, continuous 3 months, there is no job. A financial crisis has happened. One night around midnight, I wake up and sat next to my puja roma. I started crying. Why it is happening? That's also me. I started talking to God, and next day I suddenly picked in the morning. I dialed one of my ex-boss. Is there any reference who can able to help me? He said, I have started my own startup. Why can't you come join? That is also in Bangalore and Karnataka and Telangana. Then I joined. It is almost 4 months now. Everything is cool. With this 4 months, there are so many changes that have happened. Now I have overall 13 years. But within the 4 months, whatever I have learned, it is equal to 13 years. Because the boss is like that. He always say, think out of the box. Think like what are the ways are there to get the things done instead of telling the problems. Today example, there's supposed to get one payment. The account guy is not there. He went to Shabrimala. We could not able to transfer that money. That account guy said the concerned person is not there. Then I said it is not happen. Then think second option. The 2 guys has to sign the check for RTGS. One guy is there in Haveri, one guy is there in Bangalore. That's also not happened. Think other option. He said, why can't we courier the check to Haveri? Then we made this guy to sign and we courier to Haveri. Anyway, tomorrow the payment is happening. That's what my boss always be optimistic and help me to think out of the box. And second thing is believe in God and yourself, myself. That is a thing 2003 taught me a lot. Meanwhile, all these ups and downs, I could able to visit few of the temple, Isha Foundation in Coimbatore. Also, I took my family to Mango Mist Resort one day. And whenever I got an opportunity to travel across Karnataka and Telangana, I visited Hyderabad also, so many ISKCON temple and other few temples. But with all this, I am enjoying my life, believing God and thinking out of the box and being optimistic. Thank you.
Thank you, Dinesha. Indeed, roller coaster of life, roller coaster ride through the year, and the things that you shared did talk of the things that you have learned. Like you mentioned it beautifully, 13 years is one side, and this 4 months of learning is one side. And the experience of the year in itself is something which is astonishing of what all you have gone through, and yet today, towards the end of the year, you're smiling and you're talking to us. That talks of the person that you have become over the year. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, we are left with Akanksha.
Good evening.
Akanksha, a little louder. We can't hear you.
You can hear me now?
A bit more.
Just a second.
Is it better?
Better now. Yeah, over to you.
Okay. So
Can you
my
come on video?
Okay, sure. Am I still audible? I've been having a few network issues. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. So my resolutions at the beginning of the year were very simple. Just mess up a little less and enjoy a whole lot more. Because lesser the expectations, better the year, and it frankly has worked out for me in wonders. This year began with a lot of anxieties and worries about my exams, which finally ended in March. And the results came out in May, and they were way better than what I expected. And it led to people around me being happier than I was, and giving them that happiness was such an amazing feeling. I've even went on 2 trips. I'm not really a traveling person. I enjoy sitting at home, but getting a break and going out was something that had a lot of learnings for me. And the next few months were just the routine. But in September, there was my freshers party, and it was a day that was just all of my dreams coming true. And I couldn't have even thought that would happen in the beginning of the year. So, yeah, and then came October and November, and my life was only one thing, it was cricket. The World Cup happened, and I got way too attached to it. So, and even the word attached feels like very less for what happened back then. And the loss hit me too hard. It made me question every single thing in my own life, the power of belief, everything. And it also brought me back to writing stories and poems. And if only the loss did not happen, I wouldn't have dreamed of writing all this. So, in a way, it was something that made me learn way too many things too. I'm super proud of my works this year, and I also started to be more confident in sharing them too, which is a huge accomplishment because I've been very insecure about whatever I write at the beginning of the year. I wanted to read only 24 books, and I've accomplished that too. And this year, I've met some amazing people and unfortunately lost a few too. But the universe maintained its balance for me as always. And 2023 feels like it's ending on the same note as it has begun, but I know how both of them are still octaves apart. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a thing with words, and I think that's a wonderfully crafted speech, I would say, with regard to how you summed up your entire year. And thank you for sharing that interesting tidbits about how the tragedies or the goods and the highs and the lows, all of them had a part to contribute to where you were. And wonderfully said that the way your year began, the way your year ending is pretty much the same, but yet it is poles apart. Thank you. That's a good way to sum it up. Who's up next? Anyone else left? That's it. I think, yep, we can move on to the next segment.
How about your reflections, Rahul?
My reflections, okay, it's a tough call, but yeah. Okay, let me give it a shot. A lot of you all shared about a roller coaster ride, but as for mine, it was not a roller coaster ride. It was a ride which was uphill to the peak and right falling from the peak to the bottom. From the high of what you could think of what one can accomplish, to the low of what you could never imagine of how bad you can be. The year began with obviously one of my close hearted projects of Inner Circle launching itself, and we beginning with this beautiful community moving from Speak Up Club, what it was for 125 Saturday nights, to this community of what we have built of Speak Up Club, which was a paid membership group. And we wanted to bring in transformation, not with the knowledge alone, but with the improvement and the development of skills and results in what we do. So that was one thing which I was proud of, and it started well with a lot of anxiety and overwhelm, but yes, it moved on into well. Then, being a Toastmaster, it was a moment of pride for me to be winning the District 126 International Speech Contest, Evaluation Speech Contest, and Table Topic Contest, winner at the district level, and the second runner-up in Humorous Speech Contest. That was like a peak of what I could think of. And then continued with the term getting over as the Hyderabad Toastmasters president in June 2023. That was like a moment where the entire years of hard work transpired and showed me of what all I have achieved as the president of the club and made progress in how the club operates and how it is when I began and from where I left. That was that. And like it said, you all have plans, but sometimes life has its own plans. You go in with the lessons you want to learn, and life chooses the lessons that you have to learn, which could be very different. The past 6 months, or around 4 to 5 months or so, I've had my own challenges of mental health challenges where it's gone from the peak without any reason, without any doubts of why, what, there's no answer to what happened. And the past 3 months or 4 months have been very challenging with regard to mental health challenge that I've had. I've gone to every extreme, mandir, dargah, temple, puja part, whatever you call it. And that's where the last 3 months of Speak Up Club Inner Circle also didn't happen because I was struggling with my mental health challenges, which I have been finding tough to deal with. And yet I went on to take help, professional help. A good number of people who were supporters, who were kind-hearted to be a part of with me in this journey, struggling with me, helping me overcome all these challenges. That has been how the year has been, an uphill and a downhill. Both experienced in one single year is what I would want to go or end this year with a simple note. But I'm glad that this year is over. I'm glad that I'm alive at the end of this year because that was the extremity of what all happened. And yet, if you look at it, this year had the peak of it, more like the fire and ice or the sweet and salt, both to that extreme that I could never imagine of how this year I wanted it to be and how it transpired to be. So that's how my year has been. And I'm grateful of what all has transpired and looking forward to 2024 with hope. And not much of plan, I would say, but yes, looking forward to make it better from where I am right now. So that's how 2023 has been for me. Thank you everyone for listening. I believe over short on the time. Yes, it's 8:53 now. Let's take in a few quick, short. There'll be no timer to this, but I would request each one of you to just respond in a line or a word. Let me just go ahead with just unmute and speak up. Okay, I'm not going to ask please you or anyone. Just unmute and speak up. One word for 2023 of how you would sum up 2023 for yourself.
Control.
Mandar, go ahead.
Control.
Controlled. Chetan.
Life changer.
Life changer.
Resilient.
Bittersweet, I would say.
Uman.
Resilient.
Resilient. Akanksha.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. Okay, Chintan.
Memorable.
Chintan?
Memorable.
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 Interesting. Madhu, Sri Krishna, quick.
Productivity.
Productivity. Ellen.
Challenging.
Challenging. Interesting. Poonam? Please don't wait for me to call the names. Please go ahead.
Be the best version of yourself.
Okay, interesting. Anyone left? Okay. What do you want 2024 to be? One line.
Peaceful.
Progressive.
Progressive.
Accomplished.
Accomplished.
Live with gratitude.
Live with gratitude. Interesting.
Better than 23.
Chintan?
Better than 23.
Better than 23. Who's left?
Want to be a little better than what I am now.
Better than what you're now. Okay. Anyone else?
Transformative.
Transformative. Okay. Interesting. Sri Krishna.
Avoid procrastination.
Avoid procrastination. Interesting. Anyone else left? Dinesha?
Just be happy.
Just be happy. Interesting. Very nice. Anyone else left? Okay, let's move to the next question. Again, keep it crisp. One moment of 2023 that you'll remember maybe 10 years later. One moment of 2023.
My right leg ligament injury.
Okay.
My house ceremony.
Yes, Lakshmi.
House function. House function. New house. I bought
New
new
house
house.
function. Interesting.
Given his
I'll-
speech in front of 500 people.
Okay, nice. Madhu.
Yeah, I lost my brother-in-law, but I never forget my life.
Okay. Who else?
Becoming mama, we've been waiting for so many years, so that's a beautiful thing.
Nice, nice. Akanksha.
Touching the feet of my favorite lecturer.
I remember the picture. Uman.
Yeah, my husband's loss.
Sri Krishna.
Walking as a habit. Walking as a habit.
Walking as a habit. This is the year that maybe changed the entire thing. Interesting. Now, based on all the things that you have shared in your story about the instances that you have had, if there's one lesson that you would want everyone to take away from you, from your story of 2023, what is that message that you would like to share? Crisp again.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Interesting.
Never be
Today
a
never
remote
comes.
control of anyone's.
Okay, one second. Mandar, go ahead.
Sorry. Never be a remote control of anyone's opinion.
Okay. Madhu,
Today never comes.
can you come again?
Today never comes again.
Okay, today never comes. Interesting.
We make the problems bigger than they are. So think from a larger perspective. Eagle eye view.
Eagle eye view. Interesting. Akanksha.
Lesser the expected, more the unexpected.
Chetan?
Let me think. Let me
Okay,
think.
no issues, no issues. Dinesha, Ellen, Subhadra, ma'am, anyone?
Face challenges head on.
Face challenges head on. Interesting.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Wonderful. Ellen,
Do what you like.
do what you like. Interesting. Anyone else? Okay, for me, I think when I look back at this year, the way it has been, for me, it is ask how are you again. Sometimes it's a very casual question, but only when you ask it again, you get to know the real answer. Okay, let's move on to, I think that's the thing for today's session about Reflections 2023. I hope each one of you all had your moments of sharing your stories. It was an honor that you came to this platform and shared your stories about your experiences, about your reflections of 2023 with us. We are grateful for listening to your stories and learning from them. Hopefully, we do not want to make the mistakes that you made or the insights that you had to share. We got to relearn them from our own mistakes. Thank you, each one of you all, for coming and gracing this platform and sharing your stories, the highs, the lows, the experiences that you've had in your life, and the insights that you've gained from 2023. Hope that 2024 brings a lot of peace, joy, and all the things that you've aspired for, all the things that you want 2023 to be filled with, and more joy to your life. All I would say is to look back at the year. Don't stay back. Look back at the year, and you'd see that there's a lot your past, your life, your experiences, your situations have a lot of insights, a lot of answers to the challenges that you're going to face in the future. And I believe the answers lie within you. Thank you. And with that, it's signing off today's Reflections 2023 and signing off 2023 from the Speak Up Club Inner Circle. If anyone is interested to look at what Speak Up Club Inner Circle is and what we are doing in it, you can feel free to get in touch with me at a later date, or who was referred to you, you can get in touch with them for the details of the club and what we do inside the club. With that, thank God it's Friday and the last Friday of 2023, and it's a great experience to be among you all and closing the year with you all. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Just